If you pay close attention to your behavior, you will notice certain pattern in yourself, like reacting abruptly and then thinking, why did I even do that? Sometimes you snap, sometimes you stay quiet when you wanted to speak, or you second guess yourself for no clear reason. We blame ourselves for such patterns, but here's the interesting part that most people miss out on. A lot of that doesn't identify who you are. It just shows how your mind deals with certain situations, the way you respond to life, how you talk, how you carry yourself, how you protect yourself. That was shaped way before you were old enough to notice it. Today, we're breaking down the four invisible forces running your personality in the background. And once you see them, something changes. You stop beating yourself up and start getting your control back. But before we get started, thanks for being here. If this episode helps you in any way, I would love to hear your feedback. And if you want to support this channel, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next in this personal development series. With that, let's get started. There are moments in life when you do something and you immediately think, why do I always do this? That's not you being flawed, that's habit. Your personality didn't just appear from nowhere, it was trained. Think of it like a muscle memory. The brain noticed what kept you safe, what avoided trouble for you, what reduced stress, and it saved that response. Do it enough times and it stops asking permission. It just runs automatically. That's autopilot. Not because you're weak, but because your brain likes what's familiar. So now let's talk about the four invisible forces that shapes your personality. The first one is your early environment. Your first training ground was where you grew up: home, school, family, your authority figures. If you were corrected a lot, you probably learned to second guess yourself. If keeping peace kept things calm, you became the agreeable one. If emotions made things uncomfortable for you, you learned to swallow them. None of this means something is wrong with you. It means your system adapted. Your personality is basically a receipt of what worked back then for you. The problem is, what kept you safe as a kid can feel like a cage as an adult. Force number two, reward and pushback. Every behavior that you have was taught one way or another. You spoke up and got ignored. You stayed quiet and things went well. You said no and felt the heartbeat and the tension. You agreed and felt relief. Your brain connects those dots fast. This leads to safety. This leads to stress. So it chooses the safer route again and again. That's not softness. That's survival. Confidence isn't about never being afraid. It's about updating old rules that no longer apply. With that, let's move on to force number three, which is unquestioned beliefs. Most people live by rules they never chose. Rules like, I'm not good at confrontation. I overthink everything. I don't like attention. But pause for a second and ask, who decided that? Was it one bad moment or something someone said when you were younger? A label that just got stuck? Beliefs are like tinted glasses. You forget you're wearing them, and then you assume that's just how the world looks like. The moment you question them, the tint starts to fade, and that is awareness. Now, let's talk about the fourth force, social mirroring. And let's be real, you're not the same person in every room, are you? You talk one way with friends, you talk another way with coworkers, and another way with family. That's normal, that's being human, and humans adjust. The issue is when adjusting turns into hiding, when you have mirrored people for so long, you're not sure about what your identity is anymore. The goal isn't to act identical everywhere, it's to carry the same core values and beliefs, no matter the settings. So, as I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, your personality isn't your identity, it's your conditioning. It's a set of reactions you practiced until they felt natural. Once you notice a pattern, you're no longer inside it, you're looking at it. And once there's space between you and your pattern, you make better choices. Real change starts by noticing what's been running the show. Do me a favor, try something new this week and leave it in a comment, how it kind of worked out for you. All right. Pick one reaction that you're tired of, like getting defensive, avoiding hard conversations, or shutting down when criticized, or not feeling confident. And ask yourself three simple questions. When did I first learn this? What was it protecting me from back then? And is it still protecting me, or is it holding me back now? Write it down. Don't overthink it. You're not trying to delete the habit, you're trying to understand it. And understanding dissolves shame. And shame is what keeps your old patterns in their place. See, it's easy to understand that you're not responsible for how these patterns were installed in you. You didn't choose your environment or the rules your brain learned early on. But you are responsible for updating them now. That's not pressure, that's freedom. It's the subtle difference between saying, that's just how I am, and asking, is it still who I want to be? In the next episode, we'll go deeper into self image because you don't act based on what you are capable of. You act based on who you believe you are. And before we wrap it up, if something clicked today, share it or talk it through with someone you trust. And this week, don't change anything, just notice. When an old pattern shows up, see it, don't fight it. That awareness alone starts the shift. Thanks for listening to Life Skills with Jobin. Stay curious, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.